Hello and welcome to my review of the Ursarax Cohort for Mechanicum for Warhammer, the Horus Heresy from Games Workshop. Now, one of these sets of 6 Ursarax will cost £46 and consists of 262 plastic components, 6 40mm round bases, and a Mechanicum Constructs transfer sheet containing 558 high quality water slide transfers. Format of this review is as normal. I'll have a look at each one of these Ursarax individually, go through how easy they were to build, any issues, then we'll look at the spare parts, of which you don't really get hardly any at all. Then I'll go through some size comparisons with other Mechanicum units, and then at the end I'll go through all of their rules found in the Liber Mechanicum book for Horus Heresy. At £46, they're running at £1 more than the new Krios Battle Tank or Venator. They're also costing £1.50 less than the Thalax Cohort. They share a number of similarities with the Thalax, that being mainly the legs and the shoulder pauldrons, but they have different heads, they have different weapons, they're more geared towards close combat and melee, and they have a different thruster sort of jetpack on the back. So let's have a look at these now. When I first saw them, I thought, hang on a minute, Games Workshop, you've missed some lightning claws here, because if you look at the back of the Ursarax box, you'll see that 4 of them are equipped with lightning claws and 2 of them are equipped with 2 power fists. Now, you don't have to give them the power fists, you can have them all with the lightning claws, but for every 3 models in the unit, one Ursarax may exchange both of the lightning claws for 2 power fists. I've gone down that route. I know it might look a little bit odd having 2 that don't have the same weapons, but I think it's needed, and it's needed to give them more strength and more power in close combat rather than just them being this rip and tear unit. So let's have a look at the lightning claw equipped Ursarax first of all. These were fine to put together, and when I say fine, not 10 out of 10. The legs and the feet, you have no issues there. Even the torso and the jetpack and the thrusters, the shoulder pauldrons and the 2 little extra things on the back. I don't really know what they are, but you know that they work with the aesthetics. The main areas you'll have issues with is just how fiddly some of the pieces are. Some of the claws, some of those extras, some of the thrusters. I mean, these have 5 of these tiny little thruster parts themselves. So if you're not a big fan of mold lines or models with small fiddly parts, then these probably won't be for you. You're going to have some difficulties getting rid of those mold lines and just working with these models, really. But that's one of them with the lightning claws. One thing to know is you only really get 2 actual like claws. You don't get 3, which is a bit of a cop out. I think there should have been a lightning claw, like claw for the thumb, but there isn't. There's just a normal thumb, and you can use that with the power fist ones. And yeah, that is a cop out. I would have preferred an actual claw for the thumb. They do look a bit odd, like they can only scrape with the 2, and what happens if one breaks off? You've only got 1, and you know, yeah, if I had my way, I'd probably have 3 actual claws and then the thumb as a claw as well. They just look a little bit odd having 2, but there you go. The poses are cool. You can cut the nipple off the torso, and I would advise you to do that because otherwise they're going to be in one hip pose. You can move the head around, you can pose the torso if you cut that nipple off. The only thing that's going to be the same are the arm poses, so you've really got to kind of plan ahead what fingers or claws you wish to go with each hand. I'd say, you know, if you're just going to go into it blind, you might have some claws that are outstretched, or some claws that are retracted, and it might not work with the overall pose. Luckily, I did plan, and some of the poses I wanted, like this one with the power fists, that looks quite balanced to me without the big claws, kind of stepping forward with the power fist fingers slightly open. This one, probably not so. I think I messed up with this one. Kind of flexing his fingers there. This one, I probably should have gone for a bit of symmetry and had this looking power fist on the right side as well. It kind of looks like he's holding his balance there, but you know, it is what it is. I could completely fix that if I wanted to, just rip those fingers off and put some new ones on if I really wanted to. This one has come out all right with the claws kind of flexing. This one, yeah, I think I didn't do a really good job. It almost looks like he's pointing and he's walking forward, and this arm is far too back. It's far too much behind him. And then this one, it's not too bad. He's got his arm out there. He's got his arm outstretched there, and these claws are both claws are kind of closed. But you can't really move the arm in the socket, even if you got rid of the nipple, because the cables are connected to the power plant at the back. But yeah, give you an idea. You know, that's what the reverse looks like for them with the thrusters. Does look a bit odd because you've got this jet thruster thing here going on, and then you've got 3 little thrusters and then 2 thrusters on the legs as well. So I think I did an all right job with the poses. Definitely, if I were to get a second set, and I probably would at some point, because I do have, I think, 12 Thalax, because I got the 2 Mechanicum box sets, so I probably would get another 6 of these long time in the future. I probably think out the poses a bit more, but I definitely have them in this setup with the 2 power fists and the 4 lightning claws. So spare parts then, it's an odd one. You get 4 different looking, I think it's 4 different looking lightning claws with this set. So here are the spare parts. You get a number of these fingers, but you only get enough to have 4 of them with power fists, and rules wise you can't have 4 of them with power fists, but at least it gives you options for fingers, whether they're outstretched or closed in, so there is that. But yeah, a number of lightning claws. You get enough lightning claws to have all of them with lightning claws if you wanted to go down that route. So that's all the spare parts you get. Don't get any different head options. Bit of a shame. I think that's lackluster considering that the Thalax set you do. Okay, size comparisons then. First and foremost, we'll compare them to the Thalax, just because I have the Thalax here and I've talked about them already in this review. So this is the Thalax, pretty much the same size. I mean, the Thalax, I would say that the Ursarax look a bit bigger, but it depends on the pose. Like this one definitely looks bigger than the Thalax, but this one probably looks a bit smaller. The thruster on the top adds to their height, but the Thalax just stand straighter, and their head is more kind of visible right at the top. It's an odd one, but all intents and purposes, they're the same size as the Thalax. So if you've got a load of Thalax around, then they're going to be the same. Compared to a Castellax then, Castellax is going to be bigger. I have an Archmagos Prime, and the Archmagos, yeah, it's hard to say. I'll probably say the Archmagos Prime is a little bit taller, just this piece on the back, but definitely that thruster adds to the height. Then I've got one of the Thralls. So that's where they stand next to a Thrall, so they're going to be taller than the Thralls. They're kind of medium-sized units. And then I have a Thanatar right here. It's big boy. So yeah, that's where they stand next to a Thanatar. Fair bit smaller. next to the new tank, the Krios. I think this one's a Venator. That's where they stand next to the new tank. Probably a better height comparison for you. But yeah, them milling around the new tank looks pretty cool. And final comparison I always like to make is just going to be with my usual 3 suspects. The Space Marine, Slime Arbo, and a Primaris. Not sure why Primaris would be on the same battlefield as these. Maybe if you could use them in Mechanicus, that would be good. But yeah, they're bigger than the Space Marines. Compared to Primaris though, I mean, I'd say overall they are taller because of that jetpack. But the Primaris power plant and head are both taller than like the main body of the Ursarax. Well, you know what? It was bugging me so hard, I just had to change the fingers for this one mid-review. But yeah, pretty much the Primaris is taller, really. So if you've got a load of Primaris against these, for whatever reason, Primaris is going to be taller, but they've just got way more presence. They're on the 40mm bases. They seem wider, thicker than standard Primaris. But hope that size comparison has helped. It's great that we've got plastic Thalax. I would, of course, love to see plastic Myrmidons at some point, both Secutors and Destructors, as well as plastic Vorax Battle Automata. I think they would work quite well. So this is my part of the review where I will go through all of the rules for the Ursarax cohort. Now, you'll find them in your fast attack section, and they will cost you 145 points for 3 of them. So they're pretty pricey. You'll find them next to the Arlatax Battle Automata. Would be nice to get some Arlatax. Arlatax have their power blade arrays with inbuilt light autocannons and plasma cannons and so on. Also, they're just behind Vorax Battle Automata, which are the ones I mentioned earlier. Vorax are a bigger unit than the Thalax though. They're on the 60mm round bases, and they are hunter-killer units. And again, you can have 6 of those in a unit. So yeah, so back to the Ursarax. You have, for 3 of them, 145 points, and they may include up to 6 additional Ursarax, so you can have 9 in a unit, 45 points per model. So you are saving points by adding more of them to a unit. So their stat line reads, their movement of 7 inches, weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 3, strength 4, toughness 5, 3 wounds, initiative 2, 2 attacks, leadership 7, and a save of 4+. Super, how does that compare to the Thalax? Well, they are exactly the same as Thalax, but their weapon skill and ballistic skill are just reversed. So the Thalax have a ballistic skill 4, and these have a ballistic skill 3. Thalax have weapon skill 3, and Ursarax have a weapon skill 4. Their war gear, they have 2 lightning claws, Volkite incinerator, Lorica Thalax, Utan jump booster, frag grenades. Their special rules, it's bulky 2, feel no pain 6+, and stubborn. I've looked high and low for where their Volkite incinerator is, and it's actually in their chest. You can kind of tell because it's that sort of brass, kind of flared, bronzy coloured opening that you'd have on normal Volkite weapons, but it's just so unconventional in terms of it's just a round, kind of, the best way I can describe it, like an Iron Man kind of laser on his chest. It's kind of like that, but it's on their chest. Quite a short range weapon. It is 10 inches, so shorter than a pistol. It's a strength of 5, AP 5, assault 2, deflag rate. Nothing to write home about, but you know, if you've got 6 of them, you are getting 12 shots with it. That's its ranged weaponry. It also has a melee profile, which is pretty horrific actually, and it's often overlooked. It's a strength of 6, its AP is 2, so you're melting Terminators, and it's instant death prisoned. That's insane. That not only is it AP 2, but it's instant death. So these Ursarax flying about with their Uton jump packs, which boosts their movement from 7 inches to 12 inches with these instant death prisoned weapons. Now, prison just means that they can only target models with the infantry unit type, and the model only attacks with a single attack with the weapon. But still, having AP2, Strength 6, instant death melee weapons kind of overshadows the fact that they've got power fists and lightning claws. Why can't they just have another 2 of those weapons in their fists instead? Well, anyway, about that. Well, for every 3 models in the unit, 1 Ursarax may exchange their 2 lightning claws for 2 power fists at 15 points per model. And also an Ursarax with 2 power fists gains an additional attack. But those lightning claws, their strength of the user, which is still 5. Their AP is 3, so they're cutting straight through Space Marines. They've got Shred, Rending, 6+, and Specialist Weapon. There you go. When a model is equipped with 2 lightning claws, that model gains +2 attacks instead of the usual +1 attack for using an additional weapon in combat. So they're getting an extra 2 attacks there, so they're 4 attacks each. So 4 of them with 4 attacks each, that's 16 attacks, and then they're getting 6 power fist attacks as well. If all 6 of them had the lightning claws, that would be 6 times 4, which would be 24 attacks. So 24 AP3 attacks. And they've already got that 4+ save. They've got the Feel No Pain as 6+. And on top of all that, they've got those Volkite incinerators. Power fists work as normal. They strength of the user times 2, which would be strength 8. AP is 2, melee, unwieldy, and specialist weapon. So the reason why I took 2 power fists is just to get that strength 8 in there and that AP2 to give me a bit more power, I guess, to use a word, in close combat. If I had them all with lightning claws, I think I would be an absolute monster at wiping out big chunks of 10, 20 Space Marine units, but I would be lacking in versatility when it came to anything like Terminators. These wouldn't be my first choice to go up against Terminators, but because they have that instant death weapon as well, yes, that would be a good use of them. And also, it would stop the Terminators targeting your more vulnerable units, like your Thalax, like your Tech Thralls, or your other vehicles and things. I would definitely have them as like a fast-moving protectorate of your vehicles and other units. They can just jump in, deal a lot of damage, high strength, low AP, high strength, high AP, if you want to look at it that way. High armor penetration, even though the AP value is low. Damage to any threats, they can just react. And they're alright in close combat with the weapon skill 4. They've got a good toughness of 5. They've each got 3 wounds, and they've got a good number of attacks. The only thing lacking really is their save, you know. But that's part and parcel of Mechanicum, really, having those 4+ saves. What do you guys think? They are a bit funky looking, but then again, a lot of Mechanicum is. They are the close combat specialist version of the Thalax. Their rules are phenomenal. Very, very good, effective unit. But you just have to use them a little bit more intelligently than you would your normal Thalax, which are just, you know, your troops with specialist like range weapons that are going to get picked on. What do you guys think of the Ursarax? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down below. It'd be good to hear from you. Thank you for watching. The Omnissiah protects.